What is happening, guys? My name is Jamie and this is the Knowledge Reptile Shed, and this is the 2023 yearly review about everything that's happened on the channel, slightly into my personal life a little bit, and just in general what the future holds and other stuff. So 2023 has been a bit of a weird one. The channel has grown quite steadily over the time, but for personal reasons, I don't think I gave it my 100% all during the summer, sort of the spring to the summer. We actually lost two of our family members, my wife's grandparents, and they were massive parts of our lives, and it was just really hard for us both. My wife was always down in Essex at the weekends. I was still up here looking after the animals. The last thing I could do as well was sort of film videos and try and be chipper when, you know, things weren't as good sort of outside of the shed. That being said, the channel grew quite nicely, like I said, steadily, and I still managed to put out some videos. Last year, actually, well, this year, 2023, I put out 24 videos over the course of the year, and there's some big ones in there as well. It was the last of the 6 foot builds that was in there. So there was a nice pine snake build in there, a nice false water cobra build that was in there, as well as some other improvements to some bigger enclosures as well. And outside I actually built the duck runs as well, so that was a real big kind of project that took weeks to really get that sorted, and get the timber frames built and all that kind of stuff. And I did film videos of all that stuff, so if you haven't checked any of that out, or you're thinking what's he going on about when he talks about ducks, head over to the playlist and you'll see that there is actually duck enclosures as well. So yeah, it's not just reptiles here, we do ducks. This year has been sort of specifically good for one thing in our household, and that has been obviously the first year that we've had our dog Amy. We actually got her in 2022, but right at the end, in October. So we've had her all of this year, and she has just absolutely gone. The confidence levels are through the roof. She was a rescue. She'd never been a pet dog for the whole 3 years of her life. She'd never been a pet dog. So we've been slowly kind of gaining her trust. Me specifically as a male, I've been really having to put the extra hard work in because she seems to be quite scared of men. And that's really paid off. And she's just a completely different dog now than she was a year ago. And we've still got further to go as well. So that's going to be just really interesting. Yeah, in terms of the stats and things like that for the channel, like I said, I put 24 videos out in 2023. I had 7,000 watch hours last year, which is phenomenal when you think about it. I can't believe there's that many people watching my videos, and that's not just the new videos, that's also the videos that go right back to the start of the channel. Stuff like the waterproofing, the 4x2x2 build, them videos are just going to be slow burners in the background constantly going, as well as like some random short as well that I put up, that's got like 29,000 views, which is just the crocodile skink eating a bug off of my hand, which I've milked. I've done that quite a few times now. That seems to do really well for some reason. Everyone loves the crocodile skink. It's like right up there on the top searches for the stuff on the channel. The subscribers grew by 1,148, which is just a fraction more than it was the year before that. Obviously this channel hasn't exploded and you know, gone mega viral and famous, and that's fine by me. I'm still quite happy with the community that we've got. I have regular people that are commenting. The Patreon list seems to always stay fairly similar, and I know some of those people on there definitely like drop me comments and messages and things like that. And that's what it's all about here. It's not about doing massive videos to try and get loads and loads of mainstream kind of views. You'll notice with Norwich Reptile Shed, there's no countdowns, there's no top fives, there's no big tours of animals, unboxing loads of new animals. It's just real down to earth reptile keeping, specifically focused on improving husbandry. That seems to be what the sort of what I've found that is my sort of go-to for doing videos on, and it's personal to me because that's what I'm trying to do. What I'm basically doing is filming myself in the shed doing what I would be doing anyway. So I'm not going out of my way to film some kind of video about something. I am actually just filming and documenting the improvements that I'm making as a reptile keeper, and I'm hoping that comes across. It's all very genuine, and all my comments seem to be genuine. And like I said, I've built up a bit of a community, and yeah, all I can do is just hope that that just slowly builds, and it just reaches more people at the end of the day. So yeah. There's been 141,000 views across my videos this year, which again is it's quite small numbers for professional YouTubers, and certainly some of the YouTubers that I watch that aren't necessarily reptile related. I found that the reptile related stuff still stays quite low compared to what we normally flick YouTube on to watch. It isn't necessarily, you know, reptile related videos half the time. So that is quite a low number, but that is still mind boggling to me that 141,000 people decide to give one of my videos a shot, which is just, you know, filmed, as you very well know, is just filmed by me in my shed on my phone, and half of them have been edited on my phone, and only recently I've started editing them on a computer. So that brings me to the improvements that I've made this year. This year I have invested my bit of Patreon money, bit of YouTube money, bit of my own money into buying a dedicated PC. So I now have a PC with all the stuff I need to edit a video. So I've never really been a gamer or anything like that indoors, so everything's outside in the shed, and it's just a dedicated PC for editing my videos on, and I've really quite enjoyed it. So that's going to be the way forward now. And if you notice, the last few videos have had a few things in them that my previous videos didn't have, stuff like voiceovers and adding B-roll in and over the top of stuff, just things that I couldn't do very easily on my phone, and I wish I could have had that option when I was doing things like the 4x2x2 build. It makes me it makes my mind boggle as to how I managed to do that just on my phone with my finger, just really sort of like squeezing and looking and stitching bits together. So yeah, that's been the biggest improvement for this year. In terms of like builds and things like that, obviously we've done the pine snake, the false water cobra, the leopard gecko build has probably been my favourite, as well as doing the stripping out the cresties and redoing them. Whatever I've done to them this time has definitely worked, and the plants and the soil and the lighting has all just sort of worked nicely, and recently I've upgraded the lighting as well to the luminized stuff. So if you haven't checked out that video, don't forget to go and check that out, where I do a review on the luminized lighting by Arcadia, as well as fitting it all into the existing vivarium for the crested geckos, and talk about how I've used their day and night cycles and things like that in relation to New Caledonia, and try to recreate a slice of New Caledonia inside the vivarium. Things that I'm looking forward to next year, on a personal note, I'm looking forward to me and my wife being able to have a much more normal year, being able to spend our summers doing things as a couple again, and then just generally trying to enjoy life. So that'll be really good. We've got a really exciting summer coming up with our dog. Hopefully I can get my camper van up and running again so I can take us away and we can do little weekends here and there. So that's really exciting. But in the shed, I'm going to be one of the first things that's on my list, and it keeps rolling around in my brain. And once it starts doing that, I generally start to get things rolling quite quickly when I'm starting to lay in bed thinking about it. I've got a beep. Nope, it's gone. That thing is the Boiga vivariums behind me. So I'm going to start with at least one to start with, and then probably do all three of them. But I'm going to go for a completely different look with these guys. Probably do a rockwork background with a couple of plant pots hidden in there, so I've just got plants being able to grow all the different levels. For those who don't know, the Boiga vivarium is 6 foot tall. Actually, I think it's 5 foot tall. It's 3 foot wide, 3 foot deep. So it's quite a nice rectangle kind of vertical size there. And yeah, so that's going to be really interesting. It was one of the first vivariums I actually built in the shed, so there isn't much footage about them in terms of lighting and things like that. Obviously I've added to them and put the UVB in there and stuff this year, but I never really covered the actual building of that. So so yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. I really want to focus on the background, maybe more vertical trees in there and stuff like that, rather than right now it looks quite unnatural. And I didn't have much luck with the plants in there either. Right now I've got two aquatica plants in there which sort of do okay, but the bamboo certainly died off. There was never enough light in there for anything like that. So yeah, and I can already see now in the reflection that I've got one daylight light that's actually gone faulty in there. So yeah, I've got to do some improvements to that vivarium. I've got to change the lighting. The soil could do with completely ripping out, starting again. New background, plants, and a whole different way of mounting all the branches and things like that. So that's an exciting video coming up. Apart from that video, obviously we've got the snakes coming out of brumation, we've got the tortoise coming out of brumation, we've got a full year with the new leopard gecko vivarium, which will be exciting. And then I'll probably end up building some more 4x2s or 5x2s, depending, because I've still got some I've got 3 vivariums in here that are manufactured, that aren't built by me, and they are the last ones to be done. I actually don't mind them at the moment, but I do have snakes in there that will grow out of them eventually. There's a false water cobra, which is the offspring from the two that I have, and there is also a corn snake. So that both of those snakes will outgrow them vivariums, and all that's left in there is the hognose snake, which she's pretty much fully grown. So I would like to move her into a new vivarium, but there really isn't much rush about that one. So that's about it, guys. I'm so grateful that you checked all my videos out. If you're a subscriber, then thank you so much. Anytime you've hit like or dropped a comment, I really appreciate it. Say this year's been challenging personally, behind the scenes, but I'm really grateful that you guys joined me on the videos that I did do and could get out. So I really look forward to next year and what next year holds. And I wish you guys a happy new year, and I hope you all enjoy your New Year's celebrations if you're celebrating, everything like that. And I will catch you guys in 2024.